Every year, the Department of Veterans Affairs, or VA, gives veterans millions of dollars in the form of pensions and injury compensation depending on how long they served. But sometimes veterans are asked to give back some of that money that the VA says was overpaid.
I was in the Air Force from 72 through 78. I served in SAC and in NORAD.
Tom McNerney has been receiving Department of Veterans Affairs, or VA, pension benefits since 2010, when he lost his job. But he recently received this letter saying the VA has been overpaying him and they want their money back.
Almost $37,000. It'll wipe me out.
Tom readily admits he made a mistake. He didn't know vets must declare all their sources of income to the VA each year. Declaring their income to the IRS, as Tom was doing, is not enough.
I filled out paperwork as honestly and honorably as I could, and the flow of paperwork claiming that I didn't give them complete or truthful information has been a little insulting and horribly confusing.
When he first received the overpayment notice in June, Tom said he was in shock. Eventually, he turned to these other veterans for advice.
The paperwork describing the overpayment and the demand for recovery of funds have all come fairly quickly, and I'm at a loss as to what to do because I don't know what's right and I can't follow it.
The Debt Management Center, located in St. Paul, Minnesota, denied our request for an on-camera interview and refused to answer our questions about how much these bills are generally for. They did tell us, however, that over the past 2 years, they've issued over 1.4 million overpayment notices. Lawyers specializing in Veterans Affairs explain that overpayment notices happen in a wide variety of situations.
It happened to me, and I'd gotten out of the Marine Corps in 1977 and had been paid a severance. Well, later on, when I got VA benefits, I had apparently not put on the document that I'd received this severance payment. Well, the VA says you can't receive both VA benefits and this military benefit for the period of time that the compensation was awarded. So they collected it back, and they can do that.
Agencies.
Attorney Sean Kendall said the overpayment problem is indicative of the bloated and inefficient bureaucracy across all branches of the Department of Veterans Affairs.
It's difficult because the taxpayers don't want to pay people benefits which they're not entitled to. But you would also expect as a taxpayer that the government would have a system so that people are not receiving benefits that they're not entitled to. And so in this case, if the VA system had been working, then this large overpayment would not have been created. I think part of the problem, though, is that the VA's culture and large bureaucracy is not adapted to really being touchy-feely with people. It really is a system that's designed to keep people at an arm's length. I mean, I think the policy of the Denver VA regional office and the Veterans Benefits Administration is to keep veterans at an arm's length, keep them out of their offices, and to not really provide information to them. So filing a claims for benefits or has been consciously made by the government as difficult as possible.
As for Tom, he says he wishes he'd known more about the benefit system sooner, before his bill got so big.